Hey friends, welcome to my channel. Do you love history, romance, and a good story? Well, I have a stranger's mail and I can't wait to share with you this letter from 1852. So you may be wondering, how did we even find this 107-year-old love letter? Well, many moons ago, way back in the 1980s, when my husband was a boy, he was out riding his bike and found this letter in a bag of trash.
If I could start the story from the end, then maybe I could end all this pretending. I'm not too sure of everywhere I've been. This medicine keeps telling me I'm winning. Oh Marilyn, where have you been? I've been looking for a place within all this carousel. It's spinning me. I've been up and down through heaven and hell. Did I arrive too late? Did I make you wait? Now tell me where you've been.
So first up, I'll need to translate the letter and rewrite everything in my own handwriting to make it easier to read. I did this very same thing a few years ago and then threw it away. Why do I do these things? Goshen Hill, October 20th, 1852. Prospective wife. I, in accordance with our agreement, take my pen in hand this evening to write to you a few lines informing you that I am well in body, but miserably depressed in mind. My feelings are aroused and excited by being so unexpectedly disappointed over our engagement not being agreeable with your parents. So, this sweet letter is actually a marriage proposal, and the poor fella is writing to her saying how sad he is that her parents don't approve of him. Miss M, I will press my claim to your hand in marriage, and I would deem it treating you with disrespect not to give you an opportunity of choosing your course, and I feel fully persuaded that your mind is firmly fixed on the course you intended to pursue, and if that is another course, I must resign myself to that fate. So now he says that if she doesn't love him back, that he will resign himself to that fate, and he's going to let her make her own choice. But hold on, it's about to get spicy. Miss M, I want you to write to me most explicitly what you have determined. I'm sorry that I did not say more to you than I did when we were together, but the shock was so unexpected that I did not have time to consider. So whether your parents are willing or not, would you run away with me? He wants to be with this girl bad, against all opposition, but sometimes doesn't that make you want to be with the person even more? Beloved Miss, believing you to be respectful of the three great principles on which the married life is founded, namely love, purity, and fidelity, love for each other, purity of intention, and fidelity to each other, that is when one may never commit an error and conceal it from the other. With all this talk about fidelity, is he worried she's going to cheat on him? Thank you so much for being here to watch my video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and YouTube will let you know every time I have a new video. I confess to you that my love has no limit, and it is my sincere hope that it may never have to wither. Miss M., my interest is far extended that I could write for a week, but I have said enough. Suffice it to say, here is my heart open to you against all opposition. If you are mine, make it known in your answer to this letter, and be assured that I shall ever remain the same true and unchangeable love until death.
Gosh, y'all, I would love to get a love letter like this, but I've been married over 20 years and I think that ship has sailed.
In full transparency, I did create a fake letter by tea-dyeing some paper in an envelope. There was no way that I was going to let this 170-year-old letter go back into a bag of trash.
So after I read the letter, I just fell in love with their love story and I wanted more information because, of course, I'm nosy. So I went on the internet and I did research like 3 different times and I wasn't able to find anything about them. But then my pen pal heard about the story. Yes, I have had a pen pal for 30 years and I think that makes the story even more interesting to me. So my pen pal also got interested in this love story, and she went on Ancestry.com and was able to look at the census from 1880. And in 1880, Mr. Moats, whose name is actually Marsdale, was 55 years old, and Miss Martha was 45, and they did get married. He was a farmer, and they had 2 children named John and Mary. So if I did my math right, that means that in 1852, Marsdale was 27 years old and Miss Martha was only 17. Who would ever throw away such a beautiful handwritten piece of history? I guess we'll never know how this letter ended up in Savannah, Georgia when it was written in Alabama, but I'm so glad it did, and I'm so glad that it belongs to me and my family, because I am a letter writer and a history lover.